Hello, it's Abigail of Grind and Grow Yoga, and today's 30-minute practice is to help relieve tension in the low back. So it is a yin practice. We're going to be holding postures, most of them for about 5 minutes, and you should be able to really breathe into the posture and feel that low back release. So one of the most common issues people have are low back injuries, and this is from the area not being as strong. So if you would like to check out a video for strengthening your low back, check out this one here. But for relief, this is going to be a great video for you. You do need a pillow and 2 blocks. If you do not have blocks, big books like dictionaries would work well. If you don't have that, you could use any kind of square thing that you have lying around. As far as the pillows go, if your pillow is really squishy, or really flat rather, I would try to get 2 pillows. So hop on your mat and let's get started. So come to stand in the middle of your mat to start tonight. So we are standing up here for a minute. We won't be standing for that long. Our practice is going to be a yin practice, so we'll be holding poses for a while to really allow them to release. So before we do that, just check in and see where your body is today. Noticing how you feel, paying particular attention to your low back and how that's feeling. So as you're standing here, making sure to engage the core and allow the tailbone to relax down so that we have a completely supported low back. And just notice how you feel. Come into the moment and check in with the breath. And our intention for today is going to be I release. So releasing the low back. So repeat that to yourself silently. And then you have 3 options here, or 4 options. So you can keep the feet hip width apart, and we're going to come down into a forward fold, and you can allow the hands to slide down the back. So we're just kind of folding onto the back of the legs here. Or you can clasp opposite elbows. Or if this still feels like it's a lot in the legs, you can come wide and have opposite elbows here. Or you can make a block tower for your head. So piling your books or whatever for your head to be on. So whatever posture you choose, feel which one feels nicest for you. And then you're going to take a big inhale in. And as you exhale, fully release your head towards the floor or towards your blocks in whatever posture you're in. So we should be feeling no tension in the low back here. The knees can be bent generously if they're hip width apart. If your legs are wide, you're pressing your weight out towards your feet. And breathing here. Big, full, deep breaths, either breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, or just in and out through the mouth. And we're going to hold this posture, so pick whichever posture you're in. We're going to hold this posture for 1.5 minutes.
Remembering to breathe. If the mind starts to wander, draw it back to the breath. And remember the saying that the pose or posture begins just at the point that we want to leave it. So just when we're thinking we're done with it, that's when we really get into the posture. Trying not to fidget. Only adjusting if you feel any pain. One more breath here. And slowly roll up. We have one more sort of standing posture, so take your blocks or your book and you're going to place your hands on the block or book. You can bend your knees so that you can touch it down, but you want to make sure you're very stable here in the hands. And then you're going to walk your feet back until your back is straight and your head is between your arms here. So we're essentially in downward dog, but we've taken the work out of the legs. So you can bend the knees, you can really relax the head down between the arms and feel the low back lengthen. So we're only going to hold this for 1.5 minutes before moving to our mat. Remembering to draw the attention back to the breath if it starts to wander. Two more breaths here. And good. Slowly walk the feet back up towards the blocks, bend the knees, move the blocks to the side, and come to sit down on your mat. So now we're going to do one of my favorite postures ever. We're going to take our pillow, we're going to fold it and bring it right in towards the hip creases. So try to bring it as close as possible. You might also decide that you want your blanket on top here so that it comes closer to your head. But we're going to inhale, get nice and tall, and then as you exhale, you're going to round up and over as if you were trying to crawl over your pillow and blanket, and then just release. So hands can have palms up if that keeps you from trying to reach the legs, if it allows you to relax into the posture here, or they can just kind of dangle. But we're really allowing the back to have this nice round to it. You might feel a gentle stretch through the low back. And then we're just going to allow the head to fall in, and we're going to be here for 5 minutes. So if you need to adjust anything, adjust it now. Again, coming up and over and just relaxing in here. You might want to switch the head from side to side if you feel like you can't breathe with your forehead there. Again, drawing your attention to the breath when the mind starts to wander. Fully releasing and relaxing into it. If you do have your head facing one direction, switch the direction. One more minute here. Slowly bring yourself up, moving your props to the side. Scoot forward here and come to lay on the back. And then we're going to send the feet up. Notice if there's space between your low back and the mat. If there is, put your feet back down. Scoot your tailbone towards your heels till it is completely flat, and then lift the knees. So we're making sure that the back is completely flat here. And then I want you to rock the knees from one side to the other side. Back and forth, giving the low back a little bit of a massage. Good, and then hands on the knees, do little circles here, drawing the knees in and then away from you. And then switch directions. then hug the knees in a little tighter. If you can, reach the hands to kind of grasp the fingers or the wrists. Do that. Adjust the neck to make sure that the neck is comfortable. The chin should be slightly dipped in towards the chest, but with room to put like an apple between your chin and your chest. Because our neck and our low back work together. So when one is arched, the other is arched as well. So with our low back flat, we want to make sure that our neck is also as straight as possible. And then fully relax into the mat here. And we'll be here for about 2 more minutes. One more minute here. Really feeling yourself supported by the floor. Good. Gently release the feet down and roll to the side to sit up. And this is going to take a little bit of setup. So if you have your blocks or books, put those down first. And then we're going to take our pillow and put that on top of them. So you might need to move them a little bit away from each other. If you don't have the blocks or books, that's fine. Just have the pillow. And then we're going to take the blanket and put it over the whole thing. And then come around to the front here. And we're going to move ourselves as close to it as possible so that we can bring the feet over. And then you have 2 options here. Either you can just do this. So this is releasing the low back because the knees are supported. This is much more gentle. Or you can scoot up on to the pillow and play here with finding where it's most comfortable. You don't want to hit your tailbone here. And then come to lay back this way. So we're getting a little bit of a back bend here. So either way, you're releasing the low back, but just in a different way. If the back bend feels like too much, if your back is actually in pain right now, it might not feel as nice. So again, scoot back off it and just have the knees over. But otherwise you can bring the low back right on. Allow the shoulders to relax down. Again, we have about an apple amount of space between the chin and the chest. Hands fall wherever is comfortable. And breathe here. We're going to be here for about 5 minutes. If you're holding any tension in the upper body, make sure you relax that fully into the mat. You should not feel like you're doing work in either variation. If the supportive bridge feels like it's too much at any point, again, just slide off it and keep the knees on. About 2 more minutes here. Allow the eyes to close if they aren't already, to really come into the posture. Couple more breaths here. gently push the props out from underneath you. And then take your pillow off to the side. The blocks move out of the way. And we're just going to place the pillow next to us here. Coming to lie down. Knees come in towards the chest. Bring the hands down to the mat. Shift the hips away from the pillow. And then allow the knees to fall onto the pillow. So hands can go wherever feels comfortable. Maybe you also want to get a stretch through the chest and you bring them out, but you can just put them on the belly. So we're getting a twist here. I'm going to hold this for 2 minutes. So the knees are supported by the pillow. Couple more breaths here. And then release the hips back, coming to center. Switch the pillow to the other side. Knees come in. Shift the hips away from the pillow. Allow the knees to fall onto the pillow. And notice how this side feels in comparison. So even though our low back is getting a nice twist to both sides, oftentimes we don't sit in one particular way or the other and things are off-centered. Or when we walk, we hold something on one hip or a bag on one side. So the low back gets kind of tweaked. One more minute here. So now turn all the way to the side. And then press yourself up so we're in a seated position. Turn around here. Hands come to the knees. We're going to inhale, heart comes forward. Exhale, round back. 2 more times. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, circle around and back. And then the other way. Good. Come back to stillness. Hands come together at heart center. Thank you for taking this time for yourself, and thank you for taking this time with me. Namaste.
If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, as well as comment down below saying relief, so that I know you made it all the way to the end of the video. If you're looking for a video to strengthen your low back, this is going to be the video for you. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribers allow me to continue to make free content. Also, ring the bell if you want to know right when I post a new video, and YouTube will alert you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.